for Two, or Stunt for Two as I should say, with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. I am co-hosting the Stunt Show and Table for Two. We made a mashup of our shows.
Supersized.
A supersized edition. If you want to catch yesterday's edition, which we did on the Stunt Show, which played during the Stunt Show time slot, which was Thursday at
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock p.m. You can catch it on our archives on nachumsiegel.com or on our app.
Correct.
Or on our archives, or anyway, even on iTunes.
But really, they should watch the video at nachumsiegel.com.
Because we had so much fun our first hour, and we're going to have so much fun our second hour. For those who were tuning in for the first time, this is, it's like Woodmere. This is Table for Two, Stunt for Two with Naomi Nachman, and I'm Naomi Nachman. Our show is sponsored by Abels and Hyman, and the whole Stunt for Two is being sponsored by our friend Cedar Market out here in Teaneck, New Jersey. It's a beautiful, actually, Sunday morning, the Sunday 1 week after Pesach, and we are having a blast.
Couldn't have gotten a better day weather-wise.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I was a bit chilly this morning when I got here, and it's been
and then the sun. Probably
gorgeous.
get tan later. So my tan
I hope so. I'm still recovering from my Florida tan from
good.
Pesach at Ram. A big shout out to Dovey Waxler, who's been listening to our show. And he said to me on Shul Shabbat, I always listen to your show. I want to hear my name. So Dovey Waxler, here's your name. Okay, there you go.
Good shout out.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening, and to all our listeners and to all our sponsors right here in your backyard in Teaneck, New Jersey. We're having a blast. Okay.
So what we did at the end of the first hour of the show was we cooked a shoulder cutlet broil, and we had it sitting and marinate for a few hours with pesto. We cleaned off the steak, and then we put it on the grill. It cooked for about 20-25 minutes. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes. We put a little bit of pesto on before we took it off the grill, and it's been sitting out now for 10 minutes. And now we can get the drum roll and see what it tastes like.
Yeah, so this is stage 2. You had to actually tune into our show today, A Table for Two,
how we did on the inside.
Stunt for Two. Okay, we wanted it nice and rare. Okay, I should maybe, I'm right-handed, and the camera's on the left, and I'm, okay, we got a nice little bit going here, a little bit of color. Look at that, cutting right
That's a
through.
good color.
Look at that, the juices, look how juicy that is. This is, look at that. See as I go.
You can hire me out for all kinds of parties. I'm available, bro.
Yeah, we're a good team, Mark. We're a good team. But teams eat together. So now we need to eat. I'm going to slice this gorgeous piece of meat up.
Where's the beer, Jay?
Yeah,
Where's the beet? Jay, come on up, mate.
That is a dark beer.
My gosh, look at that.
Oh,
look at
that's
that.
like that looks like
soda.
Coke.
Yeah.
Can you explain
A little
the
bit
difference
less.
between light ale and dark?
Sure. So dark ales are fermented longer, more hoppier. This particular is not an ale. This is actually a lager.
A lager. What did? Oh yeah, we spoke about the difference.
Lager is fermenting at the bottom, and the reason we picked this one is because you're talking about the richest meat that you've got here so far.
Yes.
Right. So you want something so far. So you want something that's very rich, very flavorful, very complex. You know, something that'll stand up to the meat. So here you go.
Okay, something that's going to stand up to me. Okay, that's Mark's beer, and this is my beer. This is a dark ale.
Yeah. No, it's a dark lager.
A dark lager. That sounds so funny for me, even with my accent. Dark,
That's how it should
dark
sound.
And by the way, this is
lager.
the first one we
100%.
had was made in California. The second one we had was made in Vermont. The third one we had was is this. It also comes from California.
This smells divine.
I'm sorry, this comes from Vermont. And
It smells really
it's
good.
over 7% alcohol.
Okay, so it's
Oh,
much
it smells
stronger.
great,
Should I move all this? Knife. That's a knife for you guys on the set. Be very careful.
But you have to eat. You have to drink this with a little bit of meat.
Okay, so let's.
Okay.
Well, we can do that, right?
yes.
Okay.
I
So
am
I'm
done.
just going to cut this in half. See,
Oh man, that looks great.
different sizes of meats have different, cooking temperatures.
Look how.
So this one is on the rarest
You know what I
side.
love about that? Look how it's cutting beautifully.
It's cutting beautifully.
Which means that it must be a tender piece of meat.
Tender
I guess.
piece of meat here. Jay, that's for you. Okay, I'm going to just take that. Okay, here we go.
So take a little bite and a little bit of beer.
Okay, we can do that. Very good. Someone has to talk.
Taste it. No one has to talk.
Okay, this is delicious.
See, and the pesto does not overwhelm
No,
the meat.
it's just a nice little
You know,
crusting. Now I'm
What do
going
you
to have
think,
the
Jay?
beer.
What do you think of the meat?
The meat is great. I think the beer is a little bit richer
Then the meat.
than the meat.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a little bit richer than the meat,
I'm having another piece. Okay.
but still very good.
Very, very, very good. Try that. That's very soft there.
I got the end, so there's a
I'm
little bit
pointing
of
to Mark to take a
connective
very
tissue here.
tender piece. What have you got there, Jay? Do
A
you
little
like
bit
your...
of connective tissue.
Okay, so we can give you more of the nice soft from the middle.
I learned that a long time ago, the word connective tissue.
Here, there you go, my
great.
friend. One nice
Oh, that
juicy
looks good.
piece. Let's pass that
You should
around.
give some to everybody else.
Yeah, can we cut that up and we're going to pass that around to all our friends and family that are here today.
And boy, you know, this comes from Cedar Market, right?
Yes.
This is Cedar Market.
Guys, you do a heck of a job. My goodness.
Well done. This is really lovely. And you know, when we put on wings, they were all clean. They do a great job of, even their chicken wings are beautiful and clean.
You mean I don't have to pick the
feathers are
I don't
flat.
have to pick the feathers out of my teeth?
You know,
No.
quick
Oh,
story.
yuck.
Quick story.
Not at Cedar,
my,
right?
My grandfather,
No
way.
grandfather was on the original OU Katros committee
Uh-huh.
back in the day with Rabbi Rosenberg. And at one point in the early 60s, Purdue wanted to make one of their plants in Maine kosher.
Really?
So my grandfather, who grew up in Maine, went up and walked them through what they would have to change in the plant to become kosher. And when he finished the tour, they said, oh, no wonder kosher meat costs so much money. And one of the things was the way they clean the chickens is right after they kill them, they dip them in boiling water, the feathers come right off. Once the chicken is salted, it's much, much harder to clean.
Okay, that's a very interesting
But you mean
piece
in,
of
in
history.
trafe they dip it in?
Correct. In trafe, they dip in boiling water. In kosher, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Right, because we have to salt it right away,
Oh, right, right.
Okay, wait, before we give it to everybody else.
Before we give it to everyone here, what
You know
is
what?
Mark up
I'm
to?
warming up to
I just want to keep.
the match now.
Right, you weren't so
yeah.
into it in the beginning.
And you
I
know
just
what?
wanted
I
to
think
keep
that
some
has to
for
do
us.
with the flavor. The,
He has our back. He has
the
our back.
flavor of the meat is actually coming out. I get
Yeah, it was delicious.
a kind of.
I don't really,
like
to
a
be
good
honest, I
wine,
don't
it
get the whole
continues.
pairing thing.
Everything tastes better with wine, whether it's cheese and
good.
wine
100%.
or
100%.
charcuterie and wine or beer. They both enhance each other. I thought that's great. My tongue is tickling from
Yeah.
the
I
from the
took
meat
Korean
and the
ribs
beer.
off the fire, by the way.
Okay, so Mark's taken off our Korean ribs. We just right before the show ended, I made a quick marinade of Korean short ribs. I took some soy sauce, some sugar, some mirin, which is Japanese cooking wine, rice wine vinegar, garlic and ginger. Got everything at Cedar Market. It was such a pleasure. Marinated for a couple of hours in the fridge, brought it to room temperature, and then Mark threw it on the grill because we wanted people from Part 1 Stunt Show to tune into Table for Two right now here on, well, you're listening
Those
to
are
it
the
on
ones that
Friday
were in the
morning.
pan.
but
Those were
this
the ones
is-
in pan.
Okay, we did it two different ways. Mark had a cast iron skillet, which is a seasoned skillet, and we'll talk a little bit more about seasoned skillets. We have touched on that with Chef Recline at Joy of Kosher about seasoned skillets. But Mark has a seasoned skillet on the grill, so he's getting a shot of that. And then we did a whole bunch directly on the grill. So what has come off the grill now is the ones that were on in the skillet. So I'm gonna, Mark, I can slice right into that.
You do want to wait a few minutes, don't you? It was sitting on top of the
It
fire.
was sitting on top, so it's rested. It's had
Oh my
a good
gosh,
rest.
I
no,
can't
I'm
wait!
gonna
I'm
rest it
so
yet?
excited.
Okay, that one.
I'm so excited, and I also get to taste the last beer too.
Oh, that is
So
great.
why don't we talk about the last beer while this
Okay,
takes
so
another
this is
minute?
this
Okay,
is
so the last beer-
I'm gonna give this another
This is
couple
the
of
pan.
minutes.
You can tell.
Adam,
These have lines on them.
Okay, grill marks.
First of all,
I
could
love
you-
grill marks, by the way.
can we get Adam up here and let's thank him for being our beer guy?
Not like an 18-year-old.
Adam, come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here. Thank you very much for opening up all these beers. And he did a lot of the research, helped me with a lot of the research about the beers. So thank you very much. This last beer is going with the ribs. Now the Korean ribs are very rich, right?
Correct. Flanken is heavy.
And
Very light
flanken's
fat.
heavy. It's oily because it's got natural fats to it, right?
Yeah, and fat is flavor.
And flat is flavor. And what did you cover it with?
We had a marinade of Korean
Amazing.
style.
So this got to be, this is a sweeter, richer kind of thing. This is made from an English style bitter. An English style bitter, which means, let's get a fresh glasses.
Okay. Whoops.
So this is like darker than the first two beers, but lighter than that dark beer here. Well,
Okay.
actually, that's my glass, so, you know.
Clean glass for me. What, do
Can we
have
get one more glass?
There's one more glass right here. I think.
Oh,
more
we've
glass,
got
there
it.
we go.
Thank you, Adam. Okay. Oh,
It's an English style bitter. This is also a lighter I mean, it's interesting. It's lighter in alcohol, but it should be more complex and interesting.
It's not as dark. It smells wonderful.
It smells nice, yeah.
Okay, let's try this.
There's also the little taste at the end.
It's got like a little sweetness almost, right?
It's almost like a dessert beer.
Right, it's like a creamy sweetness to it, which hopefully will go with some of the sweetness that you're getting from the ribs, right?
Exactly.
How's the meat?
Exactly. And you know what I think this would also be good with, and when we do our pineapple, we're gonna be doing some fruit.
Meat.
We're gonna be doing some fruit. And vegetables on the grill, and I think this would be really nice. I think that would, like, the two sweetnesses together would actually work together. Sometimes you want a little bit of opposites attract, but this is working well together.
And I'm going to get in trouble if I don't do this, so I have to.
Please.
I'm going to mention 3 wines.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I don't have the wines here, but I'm
Maybe
going
we
to
have
mention
them in
3
the
wines that are great for barbecue. A wide range of flavors and people's tastes it will satisfy.
Okay.
And that is Baron Herzog Chenin Blanc, little off dry, little sweet, but not that sweet. Got good acidity, so that would be good with your fruits and your chickens and marinades of whiter, lighter meats with some sweetness to it. Red Zinfandel, very rich, very thick, very old vines, lots of strong flavors, and finally a Russian River Chardonnay, which is a really great bottle of white wine. So.
You actually sent that to me at the Pesach Hotel,
That's
where
right,
we did a
that's
wine
right.
and cheese pairing with that, with the natural and kosher cheeses, and they were delicious.
Good. So there you go. So these are some of the beers. My suggestion is if you want to pair a great beer with some barbecue, go to a store that knows its beers and they'll tell you what to do.
Okay.
But remember, they have to be in balance. You try
Does
not.
Leo have beers?
What?
Does Leo have beers?
Yeah, I
mention
think
Leo,
so.
right?
But it has
Right,
to.
yeah,
It
he's a
has to
peanut guy.
Leo.
be in
fill it up.
balance. You know, one should not overpower the other. And again, Baron Herzog Red Zinfandel, Baron Herzog Chenin Blanc, or Russian River Chardonnay. So.
Okay, great. I love
Enjoy.
to drink.
This has been a lot of fun.
This is great.
My
I'm
part
having
is
a great
over, but
time.
I'm going to stick around to taste
eat.
all
Yeah,
this.
you got to
Before
eat.
we-
You're not
Oh, you
going
bet.
anywhere.
I'm not going
Before-
anywhere.
As
Are
we're
you
cutting
kidding?
the meat, we should bring back Yossi into the
Yeah, Yossi,
Into-
come on back.
into table for 2.
Thank you.
Yossi's full. Yossi's full.
Yeah, you can take the sweatshirt off. The sunshine.
They do have pretty good clothes over there
I
at
feel
Cedar
like we need
Market.
some
I love the black
sunscreen.
shirts. I'm, the black and red
We need
shirts are pretty
sunscreen
nice.
now, right?
I put on some in the morning. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, and I also have a little,
Right.
but the weather is really beautiful. We have a lovely day out here in Teaneck.
Could see my tan line.
Thank you, Yossi Holiday,
you
for
very much.
sponsoring our show today.
How tender was that shoulder?
That was
Mark?
good. That was
and that's
good.
the shoulder, which we said earlier in the show, which is a
Little tougher.
tougher piece of meat. But Mark cooked beautifully well with Naomi's help, overlooking his shoulder.
It's over,
The thermometer.
literally
Literally.
over his shoulder for the shoulder. But the key is with the shoulder cut is not to overcook it, because then it
Correct.
becomes very tough. That's why this thermometer is magic.
I also think that meat Shabbos morning would have been tougher than it would have been Friday night.
Absolutely. Once you put something like that back on the block, it's,
I don't
Even
put
if
it
she
on the
doesn't put it on the
blech.
block,
I don't
that's
put it on the
your
blech.
room
I put it in a
temperature.
Ziploc bag. I slice it Shabbos morning on a cutting board just like
Oh,
this.
very nice. Interesting.
And I put it on a nice white. You see a lot of our dishes here, our serving pieces are these are mine from my house, and I put it on my white serving dishes. All your dishes pop when you serve it on white dishes.
And by the way, big shout out to not only the meat from Cedar Market, but the meat from Abel's and Hyman. 8 hot dog rolls at the beginning of the show. 8 hot dog rolls still there. No one needs the hot dog rolls.
we
to
just
eat the
eat
hot
the
dogs.
hot dogs. It's the hot
right.
dogs themselves are so awesome.
I have to tell you, the way you cooked it in the pan sear, the hot dogs,
Yeah.
it keeps the moisture into the hot
Yes.
dog because it doesn't let the moisture drain into the grill.
Correct.
And it's soft like butter. Those hot dogs were tender.
That's
very
really
good, very good quality on the hot dogs. Preps.
Yeah, and it
Margarine.
was nice that we learned how to do it, a different style of just
Right.
throwing them on the grill to put up your pan onto the grill, which keeps our hot dogs nice and moist. So, I served my shoulder cut sliced Shabbos morning at room temperature. Do not put it back on the grill, on the blech, because the blech does overheat and
Yeah.
we do not want that. And it's really delicious.
Absolutely.
As a nice piece of roast for Shabbos day. Especially the summertime, I do a lot of grilled vegetables.
Oh, vegetables on
I
the
love
grill.
grilling vegetables for Shabbos day. Okay, so I think it might be time to cut into our flanken, and we're
I
going
mean,
to
they're talking to me, those flankens.
I know, right?
They look so amazing.
Eat me. Okay, so this is our one from the cast iron pan, and I'm dying to try the difference because. Okay, should I move my glasses? Okay, I'm going to just slide these over. Okay, so this is on. I'm actually giving everybody a bone. I love to make ribs all different kinds of ways. So right
So
now,
now these are flanken ribs that we're giving cross cut. They're actually cut thick as a first cut flanken. We also have items that are short ribs, which are single bones, individual.
okay.
Or we have them as as spare ribs as well. But it's all different. Basically the same piece of meat,
Just
just
cut
cut
them
into
different
like 4 or 5
angles, right?
different angles.
I love that.
If you like them cut and then you cut them yourself into little pieces, that's what this option is here.
Okay. All right. So
To be honest, I'm not a big short rib fan. So
really,
this will be a big
okay.
taste.
We're gonna see. He's gonna be one hopefully after this. Okay.
So short ribs, there's 2 types of flanken out there. There's a 3-bone and a 5-bone flanken. They both come from the chuck, just different areas of the where the meat is, the cow. The short rib that you usually hear and order is coming from the 3-bone flanken, which is a lot meatier and thicker flanken. This is the 5-bone flanken, which we have here, that most people are usually putting in their cholent, or they're braising it. They're usually braising something like this. They cut them thin. They call Miami ribs. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen that.
Which is cooking it low and slow.
Right.
So,
So-
I've cut 3 pieces, one for each of us, the 3 of us up in there. We're going to pass it around. Okay.
So this is the grill one. This is the pan one.
Okay, so here is our grilled one.
I'm gonna grab a fork. We're on camera, so I
You can
can't
use
my
your hands,
fingers.
don't worry.
Wow.
Just everyone's watching.
I think in this case the grill one might be a little better.
Oh, that's good.
That's the grilled one?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
This is the grilled one.
Yeah, the
This
grill
is-
one has a little more crust on it.
It's delicious. Okay. I actually want to switch pieces. I don't want to. I want to have this one. Okay. I'm trying a piece that was on the cast iron. It has a little bit of a different way to cook it. It looks a little
Hey,
different.
So
Compare
on
the
the
two.
grilled one, it kind of sears in the meat, and once you pass the crust on the outside, you get the texture of the soft and tender meat on the inside. Whereas this is just even texture throughout the entire piece
and
of
even,
meat.
yeah, very much even
right.
texture.
Even texture.
It's missing the little bit of, as you said, the crust.
The crust,
Right.
right?
But I love it too. I love it, and I like to lick the bone.
Oh yeah.
It's my favorite part.
Why don't we cut it up for everybody else?
Okay, let's
So I'll
cut
do
that
this.
up. Okay, that was really delicious. Flanken. I also happen to put flanken in my chicken soup.
Really.
Yeah, just
Well, then it's
make
not chicken
gives
soup, is it?
It's chicken soup with 1 strip of flanken, which I absolutely love, and I take I make a yapsik quite often when I don't want to make a
Yapsik,
cholent.
What's
phenomenal.
yapsik?
A yapsik is
We
an
have to teach the
overnight
Tina
potato-
crowd what a yapsik
Oh,
is.
really? Okay, so
I'm still getting used to the pastrami kugel.
You like
Okay.
a pastrami?
Oh my God.
So we actually have yapsik in Cedar Market.
you do
Yes, we do. It's basically potato kugel
with flanken at the bottom.
infused with beef, and just
Oh,
cooked
Rochelle made
overnight.
it for on Pesach.
And cooked overnight.
It's
right.
like a
it's the
Shabbos-
Pesach
it's a Pesach
challenge. It's the
challenge.
Pesach challenge.
in it and matzo balls too.
Matzo balls.
Matzo balls.
Oh,
my
that I've
gosh, she
never
put
heard
matzo balls into her yapsik.
Wow.
I kind of like that option. That's very interesting. I've actually done that with Seth. Abels and Hyman has a kishka, and I've actually put it in the yapsik. My kids are not kishka people, so only I ate it. It was very good.
Oh, I like things that only I eat.
But what I do is I take 2 strips of flank and I put at the bottom, say, of a 9x13 pan, just like this foil one.
the pan one.
And then I take my potato kugel batter. I pour my potato kugel batter over my gorgeous pieces of flanken. I cook it for 1.5 hours before Shabbos. I put it in the fridge once it's cooled. And right before Shabbos, I take about 1/2 cup of water. I pour it over the yapsik. I cover it tightly and I put it in the oven right before lichtbenching at 200 degrees. And I take it out Shabbos morning. It is soft and moist and delicious and meaty and flavorful and all those good things. So I actually have a recipe on my blog at
That's the grill. That's the
theaussiegourmet.com.
pan.
We're passing around some meat, so you can go to the aussiegourmet.com and get my yapsik recipe. It's
good.
really delicious.
That's
It's
very
very good. Both
Mark, you
both
left
were
all the best
excellent.
parts for us over here. The little bones with the
Can we
meat
have
on
the
it.
this is great. See this little bony piece here?
yeah.
You kind of just like eat around. This is not a talk show.
I think the,
This is an
I think
eat
in this
show.
case,
Oh,
I think
I
I
want
think
some
in
of
this
that
case,
beer. Jay, where's that last
grilled
beer?
part.
The grill.
Jay, did
Yeah.
you have this? Jay, did you have this last piece of flanken meat?
No.
oh, you have to have
Tom,
it.
we have to give Jay. I would like your
Rochelle has
thoughts.
it in her hand.
I would like Jay's thoughts on the beer and the flanken
I'll give
together.
him- I'll give him a piece.
Yeah, please. This
There
is
you go,
so amazing. Okay, Jay, give us your thoughts.
You got to hold the bone and just, yeah.
Yeah, this is like literally. That's actually good. These could be pass arounds.
Oh,
You could
absolutely.
slice it up like that, put a toothpick in it, and you could have a nice pass around at a barbecue. Nothing like a flanken
Oh,
barbecue.
see now this.
It's spectacular.
Wow, what
Okay,
a perfect.
Can I have a glass?
Can we get, Adam, can we get some
Do
more?
we have another beer and glass? Because I would like to try that together.
That combination is crazy.
Okay, was this mine? Sure.
No, that's the
go
dark
with that.
one. You wanted the no, you
I
wanted
can
the
just
dark,
do this,
dark.
right? Can I just
Here,
do
Adam
this?
has it.
Okay, great. No.
the Honkers Ale.
Okay, so this, which is the ale? Can we
Give me
just
the
talk
Honkers
about?
Ale.
It's very important, Jane, especially while we have a camera here.
Goose
Talking about-
Island, Goose Island,
Talk
Honkers
about
Ale.
pouring beer. You can't just open a beer and pour it in. There's
Goose
a bit
Island.
of an
Here.
art form
Oh,
to
here.
pouring beer. You don't want a big fluffy white head. Okay, so now I'm having the,
Goose Island, Honkers Ale.
Goose Island
It's a
Honkers Ale.
bitters.
Okay.
Okay, so it's got some
What does bitters mean?
bitters means it's a British way of making beer that gives it a little bit more kick, a little bit more bitterness, but this one is actually balanced with a sweetness from the
Yeah,
hops.
which I like. My dad
which
likes
is really delicious.
bitters. I always found it too strong, but I like the sweetness of it. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
together.
Can you
Okay.
like dip the rib in the beer?
I don't
How does
know.
that go?
Oh, you know what we do in
Let's try
Australia? Can we get some hot dogs on the grill? You know what we do
Sure.
in Australia? We pour the beer over the hot dogs.
Okay.
Let's do that. Let's flake beer braised hot. Let's do that. Let's do it in the grill pan. Can we do that in the
That's
grill
good,
pan?
Goose Island.
Here.
You can't do them in the grill pan.
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna get a grill pan going. We're gonna nice and hot. We're gonna throw in some bangers. Bangers is what we call sausages in Australia, or hot dogs.
Ballast Point.
Bangers and
Sculpin.
snags, and we're going to put it in our cast iron pan. Oh, we got a little. Okay,
No, it's fine.
it's good, and we're going to throw some on, and then we're going to toss some. I want a really strong. What would be a really strong beer flavour to add into that?
Okay.
What would go
Try
really
this
well?
Ballast Point.
Okay, not the heavy the black one.
No, I think
Okay, let's cook. Oh, I love that. We got that in. Okay, Seth, do you want to come and have a
Korean
look?
barbecue sauce in there.
Oh, that's okay.
That's
You know
okay,
what?
too.
The more flavours, the better. You know, you think on your feet with cooking, and like we just thought of this now, to throw in some of our delicious beer with some hot dogs. We're going to poach. We're literally poaching.
Adam,
Our,
get us another
whoa!
bottle
We're
of that.
poaching our hot dogs
Yeah,
in
because
beer.
you need it for
That
the-
is a great technique in a cast iron pan. A new recipe is born right here.
And that's how new recipes are born.
Right on the
Put
spot.
a couple hungry guys and a woman together. we get a recipe.
And the big carnivore over
I
here.
have to tell you.
It's my
what
hashtag
what you're
carnivore.
doing here is amazing.
We have to remember we have chicken.
quality.
So
We
gotta
have
go next.
chicken. Mark and I are going to have a cook-off. So stay tuned. We've got that.
you know, it's interesting.
We're going to have our bangers in beer. Mark and I are going to be talking about and then doing our own little cook-off here.
So let's get the chicken going.
We've got chicken. We have
We're gonna move
two.
on to the
Baby
chicken
chicken.
now.
You have two
We have
types of chicken.
dark chicken cutlet bottoms
Right here.
and chicken breast tops.
And how did you prepare them?
So what I did was we're using the same marinade, but we've prepared the chicken beforehand in different ways. I just threw in my frozen cubes of garlic that I
Where's
got
the
at City
marinade
Market,
for that?
and I
gonna
did
use
some
it for here.
honey. Yep,
Okay.
some honey, teriyaki sauce. If you don't have teriyaki sauce, you can use soy sauce, a little olive oil. I think that was it. Honey, teriyaki sauce, garlic, a little olive oil if you need it. If you need to thicken it out. Okay, I'm going to just put on some gloves. Mark, do you want
I'll
to
put 'em on the
some
grill.
gloves? Because when you touch raw chicken, and then we don't want to spread all our raw chicken around, because we've got a lot of cooked meats going on up here.
Trying to make sure.
Okay,
We're gonna put a
and
few
we're
pieces
just
on.
going to leave our bangers and beer on there. Okay, so this looks fantastic. This is the dark meat chicken cutlets. This is my newest favorite poultry to cook. I find that it doesn't dry out. You can also do the same thing. Line a sheet, cookie sheet with parchment paper, and just bake it or on convection roast 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes. They have really moist, succulent chicken cutlet bottoms. And when Mark and I were preparing the show on Friday afternoon, I left them in the oven for too long. They got a little too dark, and now we're even more delicious. So you cannot mess this
Let's put
recipe
3 or
up.
4 of them on, so we have enough room for the other
Okay,
chicken.
I'm going to put them here.
Put them in the further back, so we have room to put the
Okay.
tops in.
All right. You ready for the sizzle?
We're doing chicken
Well, I meant to throw that much further back. Whoop. Okay, this has been marinating for a little bit. Okay, this is our dark meat chicken cutlets. We're going to grill the rest up for everyone else. And then Mark, what have you got in here?
So what I did was I just took chicken, the chicken cutlets we got from Cedar Market this morning.
Yeah.
I put them in water.
Why did you put them in water?
Because I wanted them to get full of water and plump. It's a brine, I guess it's called.
Another great way of making moist cutlets.
Water, salt, a little soy sauce. I guess it has some acidity or not. And then we're just going to put these on the grill. This actually fundamentally different. For those people who've grilled chicken before, the grilled chicken tends to get very dry.
Yeah.
You'll see what happens
That's
here.
why I use
and
the
there's
bottoms.
nothing on it right now. Just like with the meat, there's nothing on it. These are plain white out of the box chicken cutlets.
Okay. Wow. Not even thinned out. Nothing.
Nothing.
3 different big pieces of 3 different sizes of colours.
I forgot
about
to
the
spray
same
them.
size. They're
I
about the
forgot
same
to spray
size.
them, but okay, we have a. Hold on.
I like to just straighten that out there.
Can you
so
go
it
rinse
cooks it.
this?
Cooking evenly is really important. You know, one side to be rare and one side to be burnt.
Okay, and now
Okay.
we're watching this, and now we can go on to the next conversation while these things are cooking.
Okay. So
I
he's
just
checked.
wanted to get this set up. This is going to take a little while to cook because the pan was cool, and
Okay.
And it's obviously cooking in the beer, which was cold. It's going to take a little bit longer to cook, and they're not going to get as done looking as the other hot dogs because
Okay.
they're being cooked in a liquid.
Okay, so the bangers and snags have been cooking in our poaching liquid, which is beer. Okay, we've got our 2 different kinds of chicken cutlets. We've got the tops, otherwise known as chicken breast, and we've got the bottoms, which is dark meat chicken cutlets, all prepared at the Cedar Market supermarket.
Pargiot.
Oh,
Pargiot,
pargiot, that is correct. That's how they're known in Israel. Okay, so we're going to let that cook up a little bit.
Okay, and now we can go on and prepare the next thing.
Okay.
We're going to do, maybe the fruit comes
The
next
fruit?
because it's going to take a little longer to prepare.
Okay, so I'm just grabbing my peaches. I love to grill fruit. Oh, thank you very much, sir. I love to grill fruit on the barbecue. It's such a nice finishing touch to a barbecue, especially say Shavuot and you're having company and you are grilling. Now, we want to talk a little bit about grilling on Shavuot. Well,
Oh, that's a good idea. I also want to talk about
Well,
the fact that this is the Table for Two on the Nachum Segal Network,
Right.
and I figured I would mention that halfway through the show.
And our show is sponsored by Abels and Hyman. We
And-
taste. Come on, Levitt, let's go. We taste. Okay,
And-
the
and the
Levitt
stunt-
family joining us here.
And the Stunt for Two, sponsored by Cedar Market. Thank you, Yossi Hollander, for joining us today.
Thank you, Yossi.
And thanks, Jay Bucksbaum. Friday morning music marathon. Well, not only morning anymore. Now it's a full day Friday. Shabbos not till 8 o'clock.
I know, right?
Specially sponsored by Kedem. By the way, I get so many compliments about that music marathon on Friday that people listen more than the rest of the week. It's
Yeah, I
great.
go to clients' houses to deliver food on Friday, and I hear music going from our network. I'm like, yeah, that's my network. I'm very proud. Okay, so I'm just cutting up a pineapple. You can buy a pineapple at your local fruit store. Cedar Market carries pineapple. Of course, they have. And do you have cut up fruit as well? All done
Oh,
for
that's
you,
the
which
best.
I love.
And salad bar, finally.
Salad bar, nice.
Yes, big salad bar. Thank you very much. He had it in the back, and I told him it should be in the front, and now it's in the front.
Actually, because of Mark, it's sitting at the front now.
Exactly.
Okay, very nice. I love your sushi department also.
Yes.
Okay, and the fish, of course. I've done some fish demos there. So I'm cutting off the pineapple. People don't know how to cut pineapple, so that's why I did not get the amazing cut up pineapple. It's very easy. You just kind of slice off the top, and I slice up the bottom, and I let it stand like that. And then I use a large serrated knife. My grandparents, when I was growing up, had a fruit business in Sydney, Australia. So watching my grandmother cut up tons.
Upside down, obviously.
Upside down, yeah. My grandmother hung upside down while she cut the pineapple. And I just kind of cut around the edges.
You want to scoop it around this way a little bit more so you get the angle in front of the camera.
Okay, that's a great idea. And I just, whoops, let's move that down. I love sweet, sweet, sweet pineapple. We call it God's candy. Hashem's candy. If you put out a fruit platter in front of kids and a candy platter, they will most certainly, at least in my house, eat the fruit and not the candy.
Oh, so one of the things that we were going to talk about is this year, Shavuos, coincides with Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a big barbecue weekend. So not a lot of people think about it as their first opportunity, but we are very big proponents of barbecuing, especially on the second day of Yom Tif. So the biggest concern that people have with barbecuing on Yom Tif that you'd have to be concerned about is starting the fire and turning the fire out. So if you're going to use charcoal grill, which a lot of people would use maybe on Yom Tif even if they wouldn't use during the year, charcoal grill goes out on its own, no problem. But certainly what you would be concerned about in a grill like this is that you would not use the automatic starter here. You would bring an existing flame. Like, for example, I use the long fireplace matches from an existing
that's a
flame
great idea.
inside, and I bring it out, I turn on the gas, I light it up. It's actually trick if you have barbecues, the first thing to go is always the starter. And if you're having problems with the starter, that's why you always have the fireplace matches around, because you use those to start the grill. And then if you're doing it the second day Yom Tif, you can you put it on low. You can let the grill sit out until after Yom Tif is over outside, or if it goes out, sometimes they make cans that'll last for 2 hours, smaller size cans.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But grilling on Yom Tif, especially this year, the second day of Shavuos Memorial Day, it's a great opportunity to spend some time outside. You can invite all those kids who you don't want to have in your dining room and use your dishes, and it's a great opportunity to change it up for Yom Tif, and that's a great opportunity for the London broil. We are big proponents of eating meat on Shavuos. We don't believe in all that dairy stuff.
You can have cheesecake for
Right.
Kiddush.
Right, but we're
Kiddush.
definitely big proponents of the because Rochelle always says, well, God then taught us about kashrus. That's when we should be eating meat. So
So we're going to throw some of this gorgeous pineapple on the grill. Didn't take me too long to cut up at all. Just going to wipe my hands, and I also have some cut up peaches.
if you have concerns, speak to your local rabbi.
Yeah,
and they'll
LOR.
give you tips. But really, the biggest concerns are turning on the grill, turning off the grill on Yom Tif, and that you just be concerned about it.
Right, because mine is connected up to the house. I just put my gas on low, and then right after Yom Tif, I just
It's
go
like
and
leaving
shut
your
it off
stove
then.
on.
It's like leaving my
Right.
stove on. So
You don't have to use all the burners if you don't want to. Obviously, you can think about it. You can practice beforehand, but we definitely
and
recommend
keep an eye on the weather. If you know it's going to pour. Thank
Well,
God it hasn't poured the last couple of
ZK
years.
can pull back on the. We had one of the reasons why Rochelle found this house was because we have this awning outside our kitchen and dining room. So we grill 4 seasons, all 12 months a year we grill.
Okay, excellent. I love to grill. All right, now we're going to check on our chicken, and we're
Chicken
going to
looks
check
good.
back on our beer poaching. Our hot dogs poaching in beer. That looks phenomenal. Oh, Seth, you want to come and take a look? This is so cool. Okay, maybe Seth should come up and try this with me. Okay, he's taking his coat off because it's so gorgeous here today. Okay. I just want to smell it. Oh my God, it smells great. Okay. It's actually nice and plump.
Yes. Our hot
It's
dogs always
plumped up.
plump up.
They plump up in the liquid. Okay. Okay, so I've just sliced
This is
them
the
up.
regular hot dog.
This is a regular hot dog that we poached in some beer. Okay, I'm just
Definitely
gonna...
cooked.
Smell the beer.
How's that beer kick? Very nice.
Nice and firm. And you get that flavor.
How's that beer flavor?
Beautiful.
Right, and even though we made it on a barbecue, we made it in a pan, so it looks like you just boiled it up.
Boiled
Really.
it, yeah. But
And
you
I'm-
could always finish it off on the grill if you want.
City hot dogs at your
Right, exactly.
Very good.
Right, your point. That's a good point. You can even just
Do
take
that.
it off, put it on the grill for a second. We'd certainly get perfect grill marks that way.
Watch this. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Move
Be
the
careful, my
camera.
chicken.
Okay. I'm just going to pour. This is what we do in Australia. Little beer on the cue.
And I'd just like to remind everybody to follow us on Facebook and like us on Instagram.
And do you want to announce to the Table for Two listeners what our giveaway is?
Yes, we are going to be having a giveaway in conjunction with your program. When you mention the Nachum Siegel Network as well as Abels and Hyman on Instagram, you're going to be in the running for a package or a box of assorted provisions from Abels and Hyman.
So I'm going to be announcing that every show till Shavuos, and
Yes.
we'll announce the winners maybe the show before Shavuos, so you can get that out to them. The winners can actually grill some of the Abels and Hyman products.
That's right. Hashtag Abels and Hyman. Oops.
Hashtag Abels and Hyman, and also tag us as well as the hashtag. So you want to do the @ Abels Hyman and @ Nachum Siegel Net of the pictures of your beautiful grilled hot dogs or any of Seth's Abels and Hyman's fabulous products here today.
One of the other things which is not on our menu, which we didn't talk about, or we just had because we were going to serve to everybody, great, interesting dish, sliced that you wouldn't think they would go together.
I would never have thought that went
We'll
together.
try it here. Let me bring
'Cause
some of it here.
Feta and watermelon is like a
Right,
thing,
so
but I
here
never
is
saw.
sliced watermelon, sliced tomato, a little basil. Here, just take out the basil. Take a bite of it together.
Okay, take a bite of
Sure.
this together. Okay, I don't think I've made hadama yet.
It's fresh.
It's so different. Oh, yum. You know what? If it wasn't a barbecue, I'd put feta cheese with it. Oh, yummy.
And now Miriam had something to eat.
Maybe. I thought of you for this. Oh, this is yummy. I love the saltiness.
Right.
And the
Right, there's
sweetness.
salt and pepper on top of it with the basil. It's like a whole.
I have a thing with black seeds. Oh, yum.
And I'm not sure watermelon is yet in season. Yassi? Right, I was going to say, there was. I mean, I bought this. I bought it on Friday, but
This is lovely.
But you gotta get the seedless one, Mark.
I'm sorry, but on Friday that's all you had.
This is so delicious. I really never. Matt, can we put this up on the website so people
Yes,
can
sure.
try this? This is
You got a
absolutely
picture?
delicious.
CK is not going anywhere near the.
This is really
Oh,
delicious.
and we should thank Johnny Shore from Gotham Burger because he was the one who taught me how to grill.
Oh, I love
Yes.
Gotham Burger.
Okay, so now I'm going to move this.
We had a network dinner there. Okay, that goes on the floor. Okay.
We're in here. It's going to take hours and hours to
To cool
cool.
down. And what happens if you threw cold water on it? Probably wrecks the pan, right?
No, it doesn't wreck the pan, but it'll still take a long time to cool. It's not like a pan from the regular stove.
Okay.
It'll cool down very quickly.
So Mark
it's a
is
very
taking.
heavy pan.
Mark is taking off the hot dogs that we poached in beer, then we grilled on the grill pan and covered them in beer yet again. Okay, we're going to try that.
Let's just see here.
Put it
Pull
here.
one off
I want to
see
pull
it
one
here.
off. I want to do a taste test. I'm going to send one over to Seth. Okay. Oh, double pear punch.
Right, you got that extra. Yeah.
Nobody ate from this. Can we pass this to Seth? Okay, and we'll get a camera on Seth. Tell us what you think of that.
Let's use this.
Okay, this is our double.
Love it.
Right? That was twice cooked.
Right, so you get
In
it's
beer.
now it's the soft with the hard around it because we just left it on the grill.
That was really lovely. Has a little texture as well as just the plumpiness from the. Okay. So we've got some pineapple that's going on the grill. I cut it up. I made like semicircles. Let's just grab a bit more off there. Okay, we might have to switch tax there. Okay, maybe we
I'm not taking it.
here.
I'm sorry.
There you go. That was really, we got some peaches. I quartered up some peaches, and can I put that
Please.
right next to our chicken over here?
And throw some in the pan.
Throw some in the pan too. Whoops. Women, do not wear jewellery when you're barbecuing, even though I'm wearing a bracelet. Makes the jewellery super hot, and then it breaks. Okay, gold is soft, does not like high heat. Okay, so we've got that going. Now, Mark, I noticed that
going
you
to-
don't ever close your lid.
We'll talk
Can we
about it
talk
in a
about
second.
that?
Could we do a station timeout for 1 second? Okay, station break is over. We
Yeah.
switched the propane tank.
Yeah.
We didn't want to put the listeners and the viewers through that, so it's good to have an extra tank, and
like-
now we're cooking with gas again.
We're back on, we've got fire, we have fire. Okay, and we're grilling up some fruit. We're actually jumping ahead to dessert before we make some side dishes on the barbecue. Yes, you heard it, side dishes on the barbecue. Okay, we're just checking for a little bit of heat. Okay, we're good? Okay, our pagiotte / dark meat chicken cutlet's ready. I see Mark has put them. Can we just walk over to the barbecue? I want to show everyone the shelf. Okay, here I'm gonna come around, Mark. See, there's a shelf here when things are actually being cooked, rather than take them away from the heat and getting completely cold. There's kind of like a shelf up here which will keep it a little bit warm. You don't want to leave it there for too long, like a London broil could overcook, but a hot dog or some dark meat chicken cutlets, some chicken could stay there very easily and retain its heat. We have some beautiful fruit grilling here. We added nothing to it. We just cut up a beautiful sweet pineapple that we got at Cedar Market and some peaches, and we're just grilling them. I love the grill marks. It makes it look so pretty, and the flavors from the barbecue actually go into the fruit, just enhancing the flavors. And we put some on our cast iron skillet. Mark, can we talk a little bit about cast iron skillets? Because I don't know too much about it. We've touched on it
Neither do I.
on different shows.
A lot
but
of it is trial and error.
trial and error.
So first of all, make sure if you're going to buy a cast iron skillet, do not buy a pre-seasoned cast iron skillet because there aren't any on the market that I found that are kosher. So they're pre-seasoned. What they do is before they send it to you, they take vegetable oil or whatever they're going to else and they infuse it into the pan. And the really only way to do it, according to most poskim, is to actually at the very least, stick it in boiling water, but certainly maybe even libun with blowtorch, which completely takes away
yeah.
what you need it for. So, but generally, if you're going to use a pan, I'll just put some oil in it, rub the oil in, heat it up till the pan is pretty hot, and continue to put oil on it. And certainly afterwards, I won't really scrub it with a hard scouring power. I'll let it sit and soak a little while and just wipe it off. And, you know, even like the grill. I mean, this is actually generally a pretty clean grill. It's never going to be perfectly clean like the time you opened it. So that's sort of the, you know, building up after a while, the seasoning that you're going to put on the grill. So
I must say, I left my grill on. Forgot to shut it off for 2-3 days. It was on. I opened up the lid, and it was sparkling.
Oh,
it
that's
was like
good. White hot.
factory.
That's a good idea.
Factory clean. So I don't recommend that you do that, but if you do leave it on for a good couple of hours, it does give it a pretty good clean, and then just wipe it down. Okay, so how is our fruit going? I see you're a little concerned about the heat.
I'm a little concerned about the heat. The grill's been on for close to 3 hours already. So it seems that it's sort of, even though we have a full tank of propane, I mean, the heat is still here, but we don't have the flame that we had before.
Okay, but we've got some fruit now. We're not doing big, heavy meat, so that's great.
Right, the concern is the chicken, to see what will happen
concern
there.
of the chicken. Okay, all right,
Why
so
don't we close it a little
let's
bit and
close
see
it.
what
Now let's
happens.
talk about that, because, you know,
I
barbecues
didn't
do
close
have
it.
lids. I want to see why you didn't close it.
Well, so there are different, there's barbecuing and there's grilling, and there are
Okay.
different things.
And there's also smoking, but that's
And there's also smoking.
another
but
story which we're not even
we're
talking
not
about.
right. We're not going there. But certainly, grilling is when you're dealing with a flame. So you want the flame touching the meat. Grilling is about using the heat. The heat of the flame and the flame to cook the meat. Barbecuing is more of a, I don't call it holistic kind of cooking.
Okay, we
but
can use
so
that word.
barbecuing certainly, what we did mostly technically today was grilling.
Okay.
We were, you know, so now I've closed the grill a little bit. So, but certainly what we did mostly today was grilling. Now maybe we'll, because the grill is so hot and the flame is not as high, we're getting a little close to barbecuing. But you're right, we're not smoking. A lot of the grills that come out now have smoking drawers where you can put smoky chips of wood there to have that little smoky flavor. But you know, everybody has to look. It's trial and error for most people. There are a lot of books. I've definitely read a lot of books about grilling. Having somebody come to your house is definitely on your, and especially because
That's the
it's
way
your
to go.
own grill. It's your own knives. It's your own setup. It causes you to remember a little bit better because you're in your own
Like
surroundings.
taking your driving test in your own car.
Correct, exactly. It's a good analogy. So so I definitely encourage anybody to learn. But the books are great, the videos are great, plenty of TV shows are great. You just have to figure out what to on the TV shows. Figure out to swap out kosher or not kosher. There always
Right.
seems to be cheese on top of everything somehow. But
We have some great parva cheeses, I guess, out
Right.
there.
Daia, it's a new brand. It's been
Oh, yeah,
out
why
for a
don't come
while.
up? Why don't you come and talk to us?
They make in our dairy aisle. We sell them. They started with like sliced cheeses. It's all made from soy. It's like a cheese substitute. We actually make in the takeout counter. We have meat lasagna, and we put a little bit of this shredded so-called fake mozzarella on top of it.
Is it good?
It tastes just as good as.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Jay, we need to try that because we do a lot of cheese shows together.
I'm ready.
Yeah?
It's a very
And it's good for
substitute.
also the people. So many people are lactose intolerant. So
I'm
so
just
I
generally
guess
intolerant.
That wasn't a punchline. That was just hard.
so. That was a little piece of meat that Mark had taken that we had
Still
cooked
good.
earlier on in the show. Yum. Okay. So can we talk a little bit now about while that's going about our vegetables that
Vegetables,
we've got
excellent.
going? I love to put veggies on the BBQ, on the Barbie. I don't want to hear any jokes about put a shrimp on the Barbie. If I got $1 for every time,
You'd have a few dollars.
I would have, yeah. I could pay some tuition. Okay. So I've got large portobello mushroom caps from Cedar Market. And what I did was I scraped out the gills. I just used the back of a spoon. I scraped it out. I did not wash it underwater. I took a paper towel. I kind of washed the top, washed the dirt off. You don't, mushrooms are really porous and spongy. And if you wash them underwater, they're going to get soggy and watery and yucky, and they won't get the flavors that we want. So just wipe it down, scrape out the gills, and we poured some Italian dressing on it. And I got some asparagus. I snapped the bottoms off, and I have
Scrub
a
the
beautiful
tops.
scrub the tops, making sure it is clear of any bugs. And we have a beautiful piece of asparagus.
Can I mention one of the best barbecues foods I ever had was We were in the Hamptons last year, and Friday night they served a hamburger in a portobello mushroom that was cooked together.
Oh, very nice.
It was amazing.
That's a nice.
As a bun,
Yes.
That's actually a nice.
Especially on
little
Friday night, it's
appetizer
a little
you
bit more
could do.
formal.
like but little button caps.
Yes.
You can do with also as an appetizer.
Yeah.
That's very
You
nice.
put a little piece of meat in there, or
It was great. It was really, and it was
A
cooked
slider,
together. It was all.
slider.
Yeah, no, this was a full, and it was Friday night, so you wouldn't serve a hamburger with a bun on Friday night. It was the hamburger meat, you know,
it's a
and
good Pesach burger.
Yeah.
yeah, good point.
Where I was, they had kosher Pesach hamburger buns, non-gebrochs, made of potato starch with Abel's and Hyman hot dogs. Lots of Abel's and Hyman hot dogs. I was so proud.
Those buns are very heavy.
Yeah, they were heavy,
Yeah, very heavy buns.
but you know, we had them because we could.
Absolutely.
We had a hot dog and a bun on Pesach. It was magnificent at the Doral at VIP Ram Pesach. Lots of Abel's and Hyman products and fabulous food by Ari White, the king of smoking.
Adam, can you give me a match?
Cheddar's barbecue, right?
Kaddish barbecue. Now the Wandering Q. The Wandering Q. Okay.
We're just putting these on, and I'm going to light up the side, hopefully. And, get
And
a
while
bit of
Mark is
fire
doing
on it.
that, I just want to give a shout out. I'm going to be doing on April 28th Culinary for a Cause out in Brooklyn and Avenue K. You can log on to Culinary for a Cause. Me and 5 other chefs are going to be doing some cooking demonstrations. There's going to be a Chinese auction. It's going to be a fabulous evening of cooking demos, food, wine, and some great prizes. It goes to a great cause for children with special needs out there in Brooklyn. So I hope to see everyone there, all our fans of Table for Two, and there's a small cover charge to come in. I'd love to see everybody there. And you'll have Miriam Pascal's going to be there, Honey Apfelbaum, all your favorite cooks and chefs, Deanie Klein from Deanie Delivers, and I'm sure I'm leaving someone off, Naomi Nachman, the Aussie Gourmet host of Table for Two. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Victoria Dweck, that's who. She'll be their cookbook author. From the great cookbook Secrets of Restaurant Cooking, will be there as well doing a demo. So we hope to see everyone there April 28th. You can follow me on Facebook, Naomi Nachman, or the Aussie Gourmet, and you can see all the details there. Okay, that's getting nice and hot. Okay, we're getting our side grill. A lot of people have barbecues with side burners. Sometimes they have pots, like a burner for boiling. You can boil corn out there. You can get a pan going on the side, on your side burner. Put a pan on, like we're doing our fruit, and you can poach an egg or cook an egg. There is
Fries and French fries.
deep fry some French fries right at your barbecue. You don't get your kitchen hot. You don't have to run up and down the stairs. This turns into a whole kitchen. Barbecues can cost up to $15,000. I got mine for about $400-500. I have a, drawing the blank, a Weber grill. I got it at AHC Appliances out in Cedarhurst. So find your local appliance store. I'm sure there is one out here in in Teaneck. What's our Teaneck? Do we have one out in here in Teaneck? Elizabeth? Appliance store. Okay, so we have AHC out in Cedarhurst. They will ship anywhere. You order one. Tell Sandy. Sandy from AHC. They've been a sponsor of Table for Two, and they sell barbecues. Just call them up, ask for Sandy Tao, and she will recommend. She's on Central Avenue, Cedarhurst. She'll recommend the best barbecue for you to get for grilling. Make sure you get it in time for Shavuos, because it's such a great time to cook. And with weather like this, I'm so happy. Everyone's whole mood changes when the sun is shining, you know. So it's very nice to be here. How's that going there, Mark? Looks good. So let me cut into the paragiyot, the dark meat chicken cutlets. Okay, let's grab some of these. I'm grabbing them off the grill. Mark's going to put some on my plate. I'm going to slice those up. Okay, and I just want to show you how juicy these can be. This was our cutting board that we only have used for cooked meats.
This side?
Okay, I'm just going to slice some up. You cannot, I feel that you cannot mess up the dark meat chicken cutlets.
Turn them off.
You can just have them on the grill for a very long time.
Which I did.
Okay,
You turn them off.
okay, just slicing that up. I'm going to pass this around. And you could throw some beer on it too while it's cooking.
Where's the marinade that we
Which
used?
burner is working right?
Oh no. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. Okay, so Mark, what are you doing there?
Well, the chicken is almost cooked, so I'm just taking a little bit of this marinade and I'm putting it on the chicken, the chicken tops.
What are you doing there, Mark? Sorry?
I'm putting a little bit of the marinade on the chicken tops
Oh, so
before
it's...
I take them off.
Okay, so I've got my... Look how juicy and moist this chicken cutlet is. And it was... We took it off the flame. We had it sitting on that shelf for a bit. Oh, thanks.
Right, so which one was working now?
We're going to dip some in some
Turn
beer.
that one on. That was working.
It's all about beer, I guess, today also.
So then just
Big is it a nice
come on
kick?
high.
Now we're going to have some plain. This is delicious. I'm going to pass some out.
You have to start it.
No, the fire will spread
That is
everywhere
fantastic.
from the heat. It'll go by itself.
Pass the
Unless
beer
they're
around.
individual- Are they individual burners?
It's like a beer dip
There's
today.
no channel to connect them?
The dark meat chicken cutlets have gone great. We have Yossi up here as well joining us. Yossi, thank you so much for
Thank you.
helping out here.
Oh, you said that.
Okay, what are we doing, guys?
We're just restarting the grill.
We're restarting our grill.
It's fine. We're this chicken's
Sometimes
almost cooked.
a good knack on the side
I
there.
think when we had a gas change,
I think we're good.
Okay, are we ready to rock and roll? You are listening to Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Abels and Hyman. Let's go! We taste better. Okay. Okay. We are having a fantastic day out here. We've had two parts of the show. We actually called it Stunt for Two. We had Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. We aired our show. Mark Zomick led us into a barbecue session at his home in Teaneck. And part two is continuing right here, Friday morning, 9 a.m. at the Nachum Siegel Network. We are having a great time.
They look
so
good.
talk to me about this. What did you do with this? Let's walk through this whole process of how we got to this plump, moist chicken.
It basically sat in water with salt water with soy sauce for probably 3 hours before we put it on the grill.
That is called a brine.
It's called a brine. And so you had the pargiote you gave out to everybody
We
else.
passed out the pargiote slash
Okay.
duck beach
So
chicken
this is
cutlets.
really almost plain chicken that was cooked with nothing on it. At the end of it, I put on some of the sauce that you put the pargiote on. If I'm cooking it with separately, I might put a different kind of barbecue sauce on it.
Oh,
But
okay.
just at the end or just after I take it off.
Okay.
If you cut into
I'm
it,
dying to try this because I'd like to see. I liked brine chicken, but I've never actually done it.
obviously, right? So
Oh,
it's perfectly cooked.
Can we just? I'm using my hands here. Look at that. That is so gorgeous, so moist, so white. That is beautifully done. Okay. Oh, wow. And it's not shredding. Sometimes when it's
Right.
overcooked, it shreds.
And, right, and again, I just pulled it off the grill. I didn't let it sit for too
Right.
much. I think I
Oh.
let chicken sit a little bit less than I would let meat sit anyway.
Right, because it's more porous, so it cooks much quicker than meat does. That
So the
smells
truth is,
wonderful.
and what I would call everybody who's going to taste this attention to, any flavor can be added on after the fact. What's happening here is you'll taste, most people when they taste grilled chicken off the grill, it's dry.
Right, because it's been cooked for too long.
I'm sorry, my hands are in the way of the picture, Miriam.
Okay, we're going to get a great picture of that. That looks so moist.
Yeah,
It's like
take the piece.
sparkling. Okay, I want this piece, this nice center cut. Okay. You want to make sure your chicken is cooked to 165 degrees. Yossi, am I right? 165? That's the
Because of
magic
salmonella.
number because of salmonella. So we were talking about magic numbers before. Rare meat can
do you
be 125 up and upwards. But you want to make sure that meat is, and turkey is 165.
all poultry.
But duck can be a little bit less.
A little bit less.
Duck will be a little bit
I've
less.
never barbecued duck.
They say it's very good. I love to cook
Try.
duck.
My wife doesn't like to cook duck, so maybe it's an opportunity.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I know I say everything is amazing. Everybody laughs at me because I think everything is good, but
How are we
this
doing
is
on time,
really.
Aaron?
Look, I'm just going to shred it apart with my fingers. So it's unreal. I've never seen such moist chicken. So
Especially on a grill.
especially on a grill. This is
Do you have to like, poke it or anything to get the water inside?
no, just let it sit there.
It gets in somehow?
They talk about brining turkey also. I have deep fried a turkey. That is a lot of fun.
That's a little scary.
That is magnificent. I did a cooking demo at AHC Appliances and we deep fried a turkey. It took 42 minutes to do a 14-pound bird. It was unreal. I never thought I would eat such a thing, but it was moist and juicy just like this. Okay, this is really good. Did everybody get some chicken? Did you try the chicken that was, I can't get over the the plumpness of the chicken. Okay, so now we're pulling off our pineapple. I love to serve grilled pineapple with a Parva caramel sauce. And some peaches with some ice cream even. Everything tastes good with vanilla ice cream. Jacob, I have a question for you, my friend. Are you a chocolate guy or a vanilla guy? Vanilla. That's a very big question. I don't want to ask people, ketchup or mustard, vanilla or chocolate? Okay, vanilla.
Here's your.
Okay, this is beautiful. Look, it looks lovely. See, serving on a white plate makes a big difference. Is that good? Okay, let's try some of that. Let's grab this board. Okay. Mike, have you ever had grilled peaches before?
Probably not.
Okay, so this is a first. And one for you, one for me. Okay, you want the natural sugars to caramelize? Make it
That's a
pop
hot
out.
peach.
Yum. It's nice. It's sweet, heat, charcoal,
That's
Flame.
the pineapple is.
magnificent, right?
Yeah.
The grilled tender, that little piece in the middle, the core,
Yum.
is still tough.
No, it's soft.
Yeah.
It's soft. It's tender. This is dripping down from my
Yeah.
mouth good.
That's great. How are we
Let's
doing on
pass
time? We
around.
have to taste the vegetables in a second.
How many minutes do we have left? I can't see.
3.
3. Okay, Mark, let's get this going. 4 minutes. That's an extra minute is a long time today. Okay, sure. This is absolutely fabulous show today. We've had a great time. And the recap will take us 10 minutes. We've done so much in today's show. I just want to make sure we thank Cedar Market for coming and spending the morning with us. The Levitt family. Sorry, Fleischig breakfast. Oh, bring it on, bring it
steak
on.
and eggs any day.
Thank you very much. The Zomick family, ZK, Miriam Wallach, Jacob Wallach, the entire Levitt family, Abels and Hyman for our continued work together. Okay, we've got some beautiful asparagus. Look how when you cook the asparagus, the colour just comes out. It's
becomes very
bright green. It is bright green. We've got our mushrooms. Mushrooms is, can I say vegetarian steak there, Miriam?
No,
No?
it's a mushroom.
It's a mushroom. But the non-veg... Okay, so was this taken off or not put on at all?
Oh, yeah, but because the grill is not so high.
Okay. Can I get a more well done one?
Try this one.
Try that one. Okay.
No.
Okay, we're cutting. You want to make sure that the mushroom's soft on the inside.
No.
Okay, not soft on the inside. That's okay. We're gonna cook that up a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a little bit more well done. Not so much well done.
It's good that it's not chicken, Mark.
Okay. But we can throw that on the grill. You can throw that into the oven. By the way, I roasted, happened to be just on Friday afternoon, 2 days ago. I had some portobello mushrooms. I put it on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper with fresh garlic, olive oil and salt. I roasted it at 200
tastes pretty good, by the
and it
way.
was delicious. I oven roast vegetables a lot. Okay, we're rounding out our show. Oh, it's very good,
Yeah.
considering it's not as well done as we would like. My asparagus, I'm going to eat the other side. I like the bottom. This is delicious. Absolutely delicious. Okay.
Softens it up.
Softens it up, not too mushy. We don't want our vegetables very mushy. We want them a little cooked, a little soft. Okay, Mark has dropped a pineapple. Thank you everybody so much for coming and watching and listening.
Awesome.
Remember,
It's definitely a stunt.
it was a stunt. But how can they watch our show?
On NachumSiegel.com or check the Nachum Siegel YouTube channel.
On Nachum Siegelnet, or on our archives, or on our fantastic app. But
And we'll-
watching it,
And you know, we could try to put the recipes on NachumSiegel.com on your page, so there's a link to the recipes.
Oh,
we could
that's a
post,
great
so you could
idea.
take a look later.
okay, thank you everyone.
And really has to be, for those of you listening, you really have to tune it in to watch.
Because we had a great time today.
Yes, awesome.
Okay, yeah, this is Table for Two, and
The stunt show.
on the Nachum Siegel Network. Stay
Shabbos.
listening. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem. All the way up to Lichbenching.
Correct.
Thank you very much,
Thanks
Kedem.
to our
Jay
sponsors,
Buxbaum.
Cedar Market.
Jay Buxbaum, thank you for coming and bringing all the beers. And Yossi Hollander, Seth Levitt, and the entire Nachum Siegel Network crew.
That's good. The top was very good, by the way.
Good Shabbos.